Welcome to... All right, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 83rd Hexis podcast. In this podcast, we're going to be discussing the recent EHP changes to the rates, upcoming fishing skilling boss, the Arceus spellbook rework, and all of the nerfs to PVM items as well. If you guys want to submit a topic for the podcast, if you're in the Twitch chat, put in there !topic, and that'll link you to our Discord. There's a channel in there where you can submit a topic. If you have a good topic, we'll include it in on this one, and we'll give you a shout out as well. So this podcast and all other future Hexis podcasts are available on all the major platforms, including Spotify, Apple, and all that other crap. Bailey is dead, so
arguably we have an upgrade here.
But
let's go.
Somebody who knows how to be awake before the
punctual
before the sun goes away.
Yeah. All right.
As a working man.
Let's get to it. I'm Randalicious, and I'm leader of Hexis.
Dan Gleesac, General in Hexis.
I'm Dumbfounded, better known as Alex, General in Solus.
I am Minalinsky, also known as Steve, and I'm a General in Vision.
I just want to rant very quickly that this man Bailey told me to be awake by 10, which was 30 minutes ago, for something else that we had to do. And I was awake 30 minutes before that, spam calling him until just a few minutes before now so that he would be there for that and then for this, which he was there for neither. So anyway, moving on.
Well, maybe he won the lottery. There was someone won like 900 mil last night. I did not win. I played.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
That shit never gets that big in Canada. You get like 30, 40 million maybe on the big lotteries. That's about it.
Yeah, I think it was 970 mil for the Mega Millions yesterday. I was really hoping to win that, not have to go into work and...
Yep.
But all right, so one of the things that came out a few weeks ago, and now for the more like general audience, most or if not all HLC members and players and clans don't use Crystal Math Labs anymore. We use Temple OSRS. So on Temple, the EHP rate changes. So I'm just going to kind of ramble off like the log of changes that we got. So Prayer was changed from 1.6 mil to 1.8 mil. Agility was still at Sepulcher, was changed from 85k to 95k. Runecrafting was changed from 160k to 235k. Slayer rate changed from 100k to 96k, but there's the ratios for melees changed quite a bit, and they're expecting you to get a whole lot more melee XP while you do that. So, what do you guys think was most in need of changing, and do you agree with all these changes? What would you change, if anything?
I think that the agility change was the most necessary.
Yeah.
And the Slayer one, I guess, too, because a lot of people have been doing like attack with their Slayer recently. Or maybe not a lot of people, but I know Dan and at least him and Rodney Farva were doing it. And it was just like juicing the fuck out of the weeks. I guess with like that would be the one that gave the most inflation to weeks.
Yeah, it's interesting to note too, like the changes I think are mostly due to the new Bloodveld spot, because I did like a full day of Slayer barraging Necreals rather than meleeing them, because that's where I was getting a lot of inflated app, and just with barraging Necreals and meleeing your Bloodvelds in the new spot, that's what was 1-to-1.
Oh,
so like it's still possible to get over app, I think, with like networking during your Slayer task. I just didn't do it at the end. In terms of the changes, though, I think RC was a long time coming. I don't know anyone who is doing 160k 5K an hour. It was either like 1+1s for 120 or 3-mans at like 190 for the most part. So it kind of felt weird with the 160. It was just like no one's doing this, so I don't know.
Nobody was doing 2+1.
Yeah,
just was not a thing. And like the argument for 03 also wasn't very good because it's the same GPXP as 04. So I agree. I think RC was a good change and we needed it. Also, just because it was just really dumb seeing people on like gigantic weeks, like on 100 when they were playing 50. It's just not good for the website, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that it definitely gives a better for Runecrafting. Definitely gives a better representation of, some big gamers. Yeah, I mean, if you were to go like look top to bottom, like like the top 100 or 200, however many players, most people that are Runecrafting are doing like 1+1, not 0+4. But I think that people getting 1.5 EHP an hour with 0+4. I mean, the skill, I think we can all agree that the skill is really fucky. So because of that, like it's never gonna really like just because there's so many different ways that people do train and like will train. But I don't know. I think that it was good changing it to that, and that was like right as I started doing Runecrafting. So like one positive for that for me was that like I didn't want to start doing like say for example I'd be playing like 30 hours, but I'd be getting like damn near almost 60, and getting comfortable with that, just getting to be like a little fat cat, being okay, like, oh, my numbers look good. But the like artificial inflation, much happier that it is where it is now, because you look at like your weekly or monthly progress and you see a certain number and you're pretty content with that. But it's hard to get over the mental barrier of knowing that, oh yeah, that's actually inflated anyway. So for me, I think that's real good because I think it'll motivate me to, not get content and lazy while I do Runecraft over the next few months. The sepulcher change. The sepulcher change. Did people just get better at it, or why was it at 85K previously?
Yes, people just didn't really know how to do it. But 85K is actually just piss low now, and if it stayed there, it would be so easy to just rag comps. Like I can easily just get 85, like over 85K. They're playing like a trillion alts and barely paying attention.
A trillion?
That's a lot of alts.
Yeah, bro. A lot of trillion spiritual warriors.
What I was just going to say about the Runecrafting is that the only real downside to the rate being high is that near the top of the leaderboards, you have a lot of people that just haven't finished it yet. And a lot of them are doing like solo or duo. And it like deflates the top. But that's the only thing that really looks bad, because most
looks
people
like they're crawling to the finish almost.
Yeah, especially with fucking Oscar, dude. Holy, it looks like he's gonna be a decade to finish just based on his weeks. Although he is also not playing a lot.
I was gonna say that as well. Like it definitely hurts the top end players a lot more, but for anybody who's at like the point I'm at, it's just like you have plenty of time to prepare for what's gonna come, and even if you're like higher, like 5K, 7K.
You're also just done RC.
I mean, I wasn't a great example, but you knew what I meant. I meant like my EHP range.
You could say I knew what you meant. For sure.
Yeah, a lot of players have significantly more time to make the money that they need. Whereas, like, if you look at like Dan, Dumb, and I, like when running started to become a lot more mainstream, after we had already, had I know that like EHP, all these fucking nerfs, but I'm sure we were all damn near like 10K EHP when running started to become like a viable thing. And it's like we now have to make all this money in far less time. That gives players that are kind of a little bit back further a lot more stress-free gameplay.
I just think about the primitive altscape we all used to do.
It really is crazy to think about.
I'm never killing another gargoyle again.
Dude,
it'll never happen.
It's amazing to think that once upon a time, gargoyle alts were the best alts in the game.
They were so good.
They were, yeah, man. It's nuts to see the evolution.
And now you get paid like 10 mil an hour to play on someone's account, or you can, if you choose to do so, or you can do spiritual warriors and get ridiculous money without even playing really. If you have a ton of them, it just because
Or
that's
you
the
can
kind
just
of
do
alt
both.
that it's playing literally all day. Like it'll never be a problem.
Yeah, I know, Dan, you're working on prayer. You think that the rate should be a little bit different?
I was gonna ask your guys' opinion on that as well, because I don't know, with runecrafting going to 4 runners for EHP, they're asking you to make, what is it, 7 mil an hour now, so like 21 bill, I think, 21, 22, whatever. And then for prayer, I don't know, for me, it makes sense if you're being asked to make money to just make an additional like 2 bill and have a paid runner for prayer and the POH, and I don't know, 2.4 mil an hour, 2.3 mil an hour for prayer. But I don't know if anyone else felt that way or what
I
their
don't
thoughts
disagree
were.
with it, just like I don't disagree with the herblore change if it were to be Pando pots or DS2 pots. Because that's like 1 mil an hour.
Damn.
Like,
I think I think
they would
prayer
both
could
be fine
absolutely.
changes.
I think prayer could absolutely be changed to like 2.3 or whatever it is you're getting, Dan, or somewhere around there, because like it's pretty easy to find runners for running bones, and with how like the skill with run, like it's 100-hour, 100-ish hour skill. It's not like you're paying 20 bill for runners. You're paying, I don't know, 500 mil or 400 mil, something like that extra. So it's really
Yeah.
not a huge impact in terms of price wise. So I think that could be changed.
Yeah, and it only saves like 20 something hours anyway, so like it doesn't really matter that much. People can still do Wildy if they want to.
I liked Wildy Prayer. That was fun.
Did not look fun. I mean, like,
I hate it.
I don't know. It was fun for me.
Yeah, if you're more of a PKer type player, or you don't mind having your routine interrupted, I guess, with some people just bolt ragging you sometimes, then
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sometimes it's absolute, like, I'm going to go get the gun for my garage kind of thing, but then other times it's fine.
The ragging sucks. Like if you're just getting perm rag, that is actually terrible. But like just tanking in general is fun if you like PvP.
it didn't look like something I'd enjoy. Like, so I finished prayer quite a while ago, and I kind of wish that I wouldn't, fucking, back in my day, like fucking D like GP to XP was like higher on D bones than it is for like superiors now, and we didn't have like a chaos altar and all that other like. Prayer is a really nice skill right now to train.
No left click, use bone on altar too. Back in your day.
Back, yeah,
That shit is crazy.
Back you had to fucking back then when AHK was allowed, you'd use AHK and get yourself set up, like use bone altars, just like it that was pretty difficult to get real good rates on. Yeah. Skill's definitely in a different place now.
Go
Sorry,
Alex.
go ahead. No, you can go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, I'm all for trying to move EHP into like fantasy EHP rates, basically. Like benches for con, like I wouldn't say no to either. Just like the literally the most efficient way to train reasonably.
What are the current rates looking like?
I think con's 935.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Tables.
Yeah, mahogany tables.
I've never done benches personally, but isn't it over a mil an hour? Like
I thought it was 1.1 mil an hour.
Yeah, 1.1.
Yeah.
Same with smithing. Yeah, smithing now is.
Is it easier
higher
to do than mahogany tables?
No, it's harder.
Much harder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Dan, but at the same time, I don't really care what they change the rates to, because I'm still gonna do the methods that I'm gonna do, and I'm always gonna seek to do the over EHP methods if I can, and if they're 1-to-1, I would just still do them. Obviously, I got like Giga under for RC, so make up the hours somehow.
What method did you do for runecrafting?
I did solo up to 100 mil and then dolo from 100 to 200.
Damn.
Yeah, fun times, man.
I don't like the skill that much.
I loved it.
As long as you're having fun. So I'm saying like smithing to 415. What did they make any kind of change to it that it should be changed from 400k to 415k? Or
It's just you can just get that.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
like the easiest overskill.
What else do you guys think could maybe deal with some changes?
I'm gonna go open up Temple right now, just because I'm not 100% sure. But those are the main ones that were on my mind.
I'm looking here and I see so like obviously it gives the rate and the method. I'm looking here under Runecrafting. The method needs to be changed. It just right now says lavas with 3 runners, not 4, even though the rate's good enough.
No typo.
Tisk, Mikael.
Maybe you're just not good enough to get that rate with 3 runners.
True.
Got the wrong runners right now, Randy.
Yeah, must be me.
Yeah, I mean fantasy rates like crafting goes up to 450, I think, instead of 440. So
Do you guys think that the rate should be like fantasy like 450 perfect, or do you think there should be the slightest margin for, bullshit?
I don't think the rate should be perfect. I think that it's more healthy for the website overall to not be perfect and not be shit like benches and stuff. But I also don't really care. Like, I'm okay with it both ways because it doesn't really affect me. But for the average person, they're like, I'm not fucking doing this benches bullshit. A lot of people probably don't even want to do the tables. But the benches just makes the website look so ridiculous to a lot of people, I think, if that were to be the rate. And the same goes for like tick perfect rates in general.
yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really okay with a small margin for error. Like, yeah, like for Runecrafting, I know that like you lose a lot of time whenever like a runner disconnects or a runner needs to leave or any kind of bullshit. Like there's a lot of variables in Runecrafting that you can't really control. And when you got everything cooking and moving without issue, like you definitely get, over 235, like 240 is not like I'm not good, but I can maintain like 240 pretty easily. But all it takes is one guy to, I got to go to the bathroom. Here's no notice and I'm leaving right now. And then they're fucking taking a 10-minute shit and then all of a sudden your rate's down in the gutter and then someone disconnects. So I don't know, I think like with Runecrafting, it's good at 235. I mean, not that like it actually matters between like 235 and 240 in reality, but I think that's pretty good where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to get what they're going to get regardless, I think. So it's just if you're going to have more people on the site actually getting one-to-one for the whole time they play. So, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't really have that much of an effect in the long run. It more so affects like comps and stuff, but we have fantasy rates for that anyway.
Yeah. All right. Then you guys have anything else you wanted to add in with the EHP rate stuff?
Nah.
Good changes. They were long overdue, I think, for most of the part. But
bring back barb fishing.
True.
Yeah, they did change that like 6 months ago to the 2-tick. Once you hit
probably something like that.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know when they did it, but yeah, it looks like you're supposed to 2-tick swordfish and tuna once you get to 74 mil fishing XP.
I didn't even know that's what it was. Interesting.
According to from 13 mil to 74 mil, you still eat barb fish.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now as well.
Yeah, according to the site. All right. The next one, which is the Arceus spellbook rework, and posting the link right there. So, Dan, you want to take this with the reading it off?
This first, I guess I'll save my opinion for after the question's posted. It was a pretty useless spellbook for the most part. We were just wondering like specific changes that you guys were personally looking forward to. If you didn't get a chance, there's a link there that you can follow. But me personally, this post in general, I don't know if I've been like at the PC too much and not going outside and my brain's fried, but looking at this post and the drawing that happened with the arrows going all over the place, I had like no understanding and I was very overwhelmed with like all the information. It almost felt like they were trying to throw too much at you in general with this rework because they were trying to make it useful. But the two things that caught my eye were I think Shadow Veil spell. I think on the drawing it said like 25% chance for pickpocketing, like increases, and it stacks with Dodgy Necklace. So like, I don't know, that screams.
Knights, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that like screams to me like basically Gem Knights meta instead of Plunder, but I didn't do any sort of math on it.
I think it is. I think it's a way higher rate than Plunder. And it's also just so much easier.
Yeah, it depends on if they'll give it a cooldown or not.
Then there's the death charge, right?
Yeah, that one with the spec, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two were the ones that stuck out to me. I honestly,
What's the second one?
it has something to do with when you kill a mob during Slayer, you get spec back, I think.
Yeah, you get 15% spec back when you kill a mob.
That's it.
And I think this would work on like death spawns too. But I could be wrong. Like I don't think it's just Slayer monsters. I think it's any monster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they didn't mention anything about like cooldowns for these, kind of like how you have like the cooldown for like imbue.
It's every
I think they
60
said
seconds.
Yeah.
But it said you can just cast it again. There's no cooldown here.
Damn.
It lasts for 60 seconds and then you can't cast it again, but it's already like the cooldown is over before it finishes the effect.
I thought they had talked about adding like an additional cooldown to this spell, so it could only be active. It would be active for 60 seconds and then have a 60-second cooldown where it wasn't active again or something like that.
Well, hear me out. Maybe they should change their fucking blog post first, because this is just misleading if they talk about it like that.
So the big image that they have in here, where it says an image of Mod West's Arceus Spellbook Rework ideation board. Click the image for a larger version.
No way.
I click that. That's hard to read. Like
Terrible.
There's way too much going on here, and like, and I'd like to say I'm a more vested and interested player than the average Joe.
I would say so. Yeah.
Like, people aren't gonna look at that and say, okay, yeah, let me read this. Like, and then like you see like that kind of like that chart on the bottom right as well. Like this to me is just kind of a tough read.
Yeah, I ain't reading all that.
Yeah, like who is this for? Because boomers can't understand it, and Zoomers don't have the attention span to read that much. So who exactly is this infographic for? Is what I'd like to know.
This is for the biggest of nerds to look at.
Ah, yes.
Like the cream of the crop. That's what they're looking for here. And not even like hardcore players, but people that like, I don't know, that just die for game mechanics, that kind of people. They're probably going to look at it because they want to know everything that could potentially come into the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was never a fan of the Arceus spellbook other than, and like, you couldn't do shit on it other than like the reanimation for the prayer stuff. I didn't think that the spellbook needed to be a thing in the first place, and here we are 5 years after the release of it, trying to do a full redesign of the entire spellbook. That to me kind of goes, back to the rushed Zaya content that was upon release, and I think that there's just not a need for most of the stuff that they're looking to do in here. I think that some of this stuff they could have added to the normal spellbook, or the lunar spellbook. I don't know. I mean, like, obviously I get it. Yeah, the Arceus spellbook is tied into Zay and everything, but I didn't think that the spellbook needed to be a thing when it came out 5 years ago. The idea of casting a spell to give you a boost to do thieving for a period of time, and then you do it again. That's interesting. I don't know. Like I'm just not. I mean, everything passed, so it doesn't really matter what my opinion is anyway. But
With this all passed?
Yeah, every
Oh,
single
wow.
thing passed.
That's crazy.
Not surprising.
It seems like can we get some focus on like the clan system or something? Maybe not.
The clan system isn't even going to matter. We're going to be done before.
That that to me is like so fucking tragic, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like, because I mean, this looked like it's gonna take quite a bit of time to get everything the way that it needs to be. I don't know. I'm not hot on this.
Yeah, I don't know. Plunder's only been meta again for not very long. It's gonna suck if it's actually just best to sit there and slap your foot on a foot pedal for Gem Knights all day.
That's like my favorite meta skilling method of all time, probably. Or it's up there. It might not be number one, but Pyramid Plunder is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Knights is just so boring. Gem Knight or otherwise. Like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be good for me. I do them on the phone, and I think you'll obviously be able to cast a spell on the phone as well. You just have to pay a little bit more attention, so.
No, you won't be able to cast it on your phone, it says. Not mobile friendly.
Yeah, okay.
It says so right in the blog. Right on his ideation board. You can't see it because you didn't read it, but I did.
Oh yeah.
You know, you could be correct, and I would never know.
No
So
one would
you gotta
ever
read.
know.
You gotta read the fine print.
3 people read this, maybe.
Did you read the terms and conditions?
Hell no. Nothing got read. This is actually a crazy image to have put in the blog post. The more I look at it, the more upsetting it is to me.
It's so different from anything that I've seen from the team before. You know, like it's just very out there different.
Yeah.
What is this text?
It's his handwriting.
That's not his handwriting. He did
not.
He
wrote it on the tablet, probably.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me, like a drawing tablet.
It's handwriting for sure.
It's nice handwriting. Way better than mine.
Yeah, if it was my handwriting, there would be 0 people that read it.
Yeah.
But I also just wouldn't do this. So.
Yeah, I can't believe that this. I thought this was created by like someone on Reddit, and then they were linking their image for like reference, and then they were going to come out with like a more professional looking thing. But yeah, that's just bad.
I mean, I get why this would be cool. I understand why they went for it, but it's just not. When you're putting in so many small different things at once, why would you go this angle? It's not like just a drawing of a boss or anything. It's the full fucking spellbook rework, which is a ton of different things. Nobody wants to read this. Well, actually, in the chat, right? If you read this thing, I want to see. There's no way anyone even says they read it. Well, they probably.
I was reading chat earlier, and someone was saying apparently with the Death Charge spell, it can only proc on 1 monster every minute. So.
Oh, that's
how that will work.
That's not even that good.
It seems like to me that there some of these ideas, and I may be off, but I think that some of these ideas are what they were wanting to add in with warding almost.
Yeah.
Like, don't you kind of get the same kind of vibe?
Yeah, probably. Especially because there's a lot of purple on this infographic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get some similar feels.
Well, of course they're going to want to... They tried so hard to put that shit in the game. So hard. I still remember the huge W we all took on when that poll finished.
All
the Redditors were crying across the globe.
It was alts. It was alts.
They actually thought we rigged the polls.
Stop the count.
If we actually had that kind of power, nothing would pass.
I I can't believe that it was never repolled. You know,
Oh,
like
don't
Yeah.
worry.
There's time.
I mean, we still have no new skill. What do you think they're going to propose? Probably warding.
there's just
Probably
nothing.
dungeoneering and warding.
There's just nothing to fit into the game. Like 8 years of development, like the game, it isn't in a scenario in which it can like have a new skill be developed and fit in well. I don't think.
Yeah, just add invention.
I don't think so.
Yeah, don't worry, it was sarcastic.
Okay.
So,
All right, what's chat saying? Did anyone read it?
got a couple.
Couple people.
We got a
10%, very nice.
read it, probably.
It wasn't entirely ignored, but yeah. Well, I mean,
I
it's
think a lot of
it's
people probably read some words on it.
it's coming soon. It's coming soon. So, all right. Then there's the fishing skilling boss, which is going to be coming out. And let me open up the link here. So it requires 35 fishing to start, and it gives about 30 to 80k XP per hour, depending on your level. And let me give the link here for the chat. We can look at it. And then, you know, they mentioned it a while back. Oh, so yeah. So it, to give some info, it's at level 99 is when you get the 80k an hour. And at level 70, you get 70k an hour.
That
So
just
safe
seems
to say add 10% to each of those on release.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we're looking at 90k at 99 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't have
what
a
are your
huge
guys'
problem
thoughts?
with this, but I just think that this is a weird thing to add. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it could be a fun group activity for the average player.
Could be good for irons, because it's probably going to give fish, so it can probably give a lot of passive cooking XP.
There will be no Iron Man updates to the game.
That's what they told us. I do like the other outfit that they're like the Spirit Angler's outfit. If you
Isn't it just like a pirate outfit?
Kinda, yeah. But I like it. I think it looks better than the Angler set.
I love the Angler set.
It's so
Yeah.
heavy. Or did they make it? I don't know.
No, it's not heavy anymore.
Oh,
But I don't know. I think that the Spirit Angler is kind of corny. The old Angler is so cool to me.
I think it looks good for two-tick, but I think OG Angler is best for Barb, personally. Because when you got the harpoon, you know, you're like Pirate Man, harpooning the whale as you two-tick the swords. But
So-
Barb, you got to have the OG.
You bring up a good point. I think the boss itself, though, like originally it was what 70k an hour was like the original blog. They didn't mention anything about 99, and that's when I was wondering, like, what do you actually get at 99? And now it's obviously known at 80k an hour. Seems like mostly just an Iron Man update, to be honest with you. I guess you could. It's kind of like a winter tot. Well, it basically is winter tot, except you're doing it for the fishing skill.
I didn't get a good feel for like how click intensive they're expecting this to be. Did they give much insight on that?
I mean, the original blog, it sounded exactly like Winter Todd. Like you collect things and like put them in a thing and it shoots at the boss. I think they changed it though.
I mean, realistically, it may be an Iron Man update, but there will be skillers that do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% certain of that, because even though two-tick is really fucking easy, and like, I don't want to call it AFK because it's not, but, you know, it's pretty simple. So, but this will be like AFK. This will be more complex, but easier to physically do.
Yeah. It'll
like
be...
the people that
Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say the people that 5-tick at the PC can do this instead, and it's better.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Rather than people that like Cap King, this screams like Cap King type vibes, I guess. No tick manipulate, just speed up on the desk, get some more XP instead of AFK bar.
The king.
He's closing in. He's at 165 mil fishing. So
Beast.
maybe they'll get this out in time for him. Yeah, like I didn't like Wintertod because I felt like that really ruined the skill for fire making. Whereas for this, there's so many different ways that you can fish that like I almost like don't have a problem with it because of the diminishing returns on variety that you're getting with the skill. You know, like there obviously you got like 2-tick, then there's like 3-tick barb. You can AFK barb. You can fish like minnows if you're an Iron Man. You want some of that. I think that the skill is really, Karamba. Like the skill is really well balanced out, and I think that it's in a great place. So I don't think that we're gonna have anywhere near, like it's actually impossible for them to come out with something to fishing that like actually has a big or negative impact on the skill just due to the great variety that the skill has in it. And I think that that's I'm gonna sit here and say like that's a testament to how good the skill of fishing is, and at the same time that's pretty much saying like, well, that means that fire making was very bad, which it was, but I think that they could have did something different than Wintertide. So I think that this overall is upon like further review and reading this, it's decent, and I'm very okay with it.
Don't you think this is actually kind of a variety killer, though? Because the way you said it, it makes it sound like this will kill minnows, Karambwans, 5-ticking. So it just removes a bunch of methods.
What does it? Meta. What is all that you get from the like the fish barrels and whatnot though? Like, is it whatever you want?
Well, I don't know exactly what the rewards are going to be. I imagine it's going to be a lot of fish, though. Food for Iron Man.
I don't, unless I'm wrong, I don't think that this is going to be the new, like meta for fish obtaining for Iron Men. Okay, so what it does? Okay, gives you bait for double fish. So that's fine. So I mean, with that, I think that means it's even better than so double the fish, not double the XP. Yeah, no, I think that fishing's in a real good spot, and you can really add anything to it, and it's not going to have a negative impact on it. So I think that this is actually a decent update for a skilling boss.
Yeah, could be a lot worse. It's like a good casual thing, I suppose.
Like what VM did to mining, what Wintertod did to fire making, this in no way is going to be anything like that. So
yeah, I agree.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I don't see it as that way either.
Yeah. So anyone have any more they wanted to add in for the fishing boss?
Do we need a tome of water? Like, has anyone heard of that?
And what are they? Wet pages or something? Soaked pages and tome of water.
Damp pages.
It's like, what the fuck?
I think I just blocked that out of my mind. I hadn't even thought about it until you just brought it back up.
Yeah, well, it's coming.
Well, at least they didn't give it like the thing that would make like the 15% accuracy or whatever it was on Barrage.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to.
Yeah, but that part was like one of the things that actually failed.
All right, and so
it only failed because people didn't want to keep getting PK'd in the wilderness, like the noobs that think that being attacked in the wilderness is like a terrible thing.
Yep.
That's so funny always.
But they, without knowing it, they prevented a buff to smokes. So, thanks, beasts.
So with all these updates that are going on and their future plans to rebalancing of stuff, which we'll get to in a minute, it really does not seem like at any point in time that the clan system is like in the forefront of their focus. So it was supposed to be completed in 2020. I was supposed to go to Jagex in April last year to assist with the like the brainstorming the ideas and development for it. But with the COVID pandemic, that kind of canceled the session that we were going to have out there, and it also seems like that this update has just kind of been fully postponed as they work on other things. But we talk about it like on the Hexis podcast before, but Alex, you're not been on one, so now we got some other clan leadership in here. What do you think about the clan system? Looking forward to hear what you got to say about it. It's further development, what you want to see, any kind of comments?
Well, the main comment would just be like from earlier that we're not going to see this before we finish the game. So I don't know if there's going to be much use for it for us. You know what I mean?
I didn't even really think of it that way. Like thinking of the timeline as to, okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and that, and then it's like, hold on, I might not even be in charge, I guess, of a clan at that point in time, dependent on how quickly this comes out or doesn't come out.
I just wanted to see like a lot better community integration to the clan system, and then you could also have split with the clan system and friends chat. You can have both, and just being able to, if they could implement like Discord integration to the clan section as well, and then we'd have the high scores for clans officially and stuff. There's just so much that they could do to make clans feel more like a clan, because I mean, as it is, it's kind of just a friends chat, right? And everything has to be done by you if you want it to feel like a clan, because otherwise it's just a list of names without like events and shit like that. And they could have made it so much easier. And I understand why it had to be postponed, but holy fuck, it just won't matter to us.
It is really tragic.
I don't even think they'll get it out this year.
No, I don't think there's a chance they will, and that's fully understandable given what it is that they're working with and everything that's going on. It's just really disappointing, and I think it further emphasizes the tragedy of it originally being postponed as long as it was in the first place. And obviously you can't plan or expect anything like what did happen, but I feel like the players who I think would have most enjoyed and most benefited from a clan system aren't going to be able to utilize the clan. Like, I mean, fuck, like I'll have led Hexis for 8 years and like not be around for when the clan system actually does happen. So that's sad.
Yeah, kind of depressing when you put it that way.
No, sad is just the best word for it, honestly. It is. It's just sad. It's depressing. It's unfortunate. Fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think that, like all the clans that are still going on now, all the clans, that were kicking still around a few years ago, or even like at the beginning of the game, would have been the ones, those were the players who were initially the most passionate about the game, helped to get the game to where it is today. And all of those those clans or those players don't benefit off of what would be the biggest and best social addition to the game, being the clan system. As really is just tragic. I would still love to go there and help out if that ever becomes a thing anytime soon. Any of these travel bans get lifted or anything.
Yeah, I guess the pandemic really fucked it, because they also stopped going into work, right? And they probably had to have a lot less of a workload.
Yeah, they're mainly remote. So it's tough. I don't know. I mean, like I had like a whole bunch of ideas, and I think that they have at least a good initial base for where it is that they want to go and what they want to do. And I think whenever it is that they have a chance to do it, that they'll do a good and fine job. You know, like put Ash in charge of all the mechanics for it, and it'd be great. But yeah, like Discord integration would be beautiful, and just everything.
I think it'll be a really nice update for, the clans of the future. Or even, still the same clans. Might not be the same leadership, but the clan could still be alive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clans that we don't even know about that would benefit from it too.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know, like
there's so many people that would love this update, but it's not like a widespread thing across the whole game kind of thing. Like not everybody needs it.
I think you could definitely make the argument that smaller clans that like we don't know of would perhaps be the ones that are the most that would like benefit almost the most from it, in terms of like for all of us guys who are sitting here playing 40, 50 or more hours a week, like it's pretty easy for us to keep in contact with and socialize with other clan members and participate in other things like that. Whereas for most other clans who, are smaller in size, their players aren't playing as much, like a casual player, I think, would get a lot of good use out of it. Whereas, guys like us, I don't know how much more on an individual level we'd benefit from the clan system, given how well run the player run clans have been for the last 8 years. I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense.
This topic saddens me now. I was
I'm feeling sad.
I was gonna think of things that would be helpful maybe for the clan system, and now I'm just like, well, I don't even care anymore now.
Fuck me.
The game will be in a much better place. It'll be in a much better place when we leave it, and God bless the future generations.
Thanks,
So you
buddy.
can have like a one-stop hub, basically. Is like, I don't know exactly the specifics as to what they were planning. I forget, because I know they put out a couple updates on it. But yeah, like Alex was saying, Discord integration, or like somehow posting your announcements in there rather than saying like, go check Discord, go check this area, and then the clan chat with friends chat, because a lot of people are in like a friends chat, like another clan as well as the Skilling clan. So I think all those will be good when they come. It's just, when will they come, I guess.
Fuck, you just said something that I wanted to comment on and I just forgot. Classic.
Oh.
I'm sure I'll remember it by the time we finish.
Well, feel free to blurt it out and interrupt anyone when it comes to your head. So
I will.
we got the equipment balancing. And with this, so I'm just gonna run quickly through some of these here. It's a lot that they want to do, and I think we can really discuss quite a bit of this stuff here. So I'm gonna try to read this off real quick. If I fuck up any names, I fuck it up. So the Rapier is being changed from 75 to 80 attack. Blade of Saildor changed from 75 to 80 attack. Inquisitor's Mace 75 to 80 attack. Trident of the Swamp 75 to 78 magic. The Sang Staff being changed from 75 to 82 magic. Kodai Wand 75 to 80 magic. Nightmare Staff 65 to 72 magic. Dragon Hunter Crossbow 65 to 70 range. Dragon Hunter Lance 70 to 78 attack. A Scythe of Vitur 75 to 85 attack. That's quite, so that's just like tier changes that they're wanting to go with. Yeah. So with that, like, it's an extensive list of tier changes. What do you guys think about the changes? Do you think that they're significant? Do you think that they are needed in strictly in regards to the tier changing for these? Because I don't know, for me, like, it doesn't really matter. Like, given that the level that it's at, I don't think it really fucking matters what level any of this stuff is.
Well, they change it for special accounts, and so that they can they plan to move everything up a tier so that they can put shit in the middle. Like this screams "Enter the Bone Whip" to me. I can see that shit coming back. It was 78 attack, I think. So, hey, I'm ready for it.
I mean, it kind of sucks for like med levels. Like with med levels, they're gonna have to gain combat if they want to use a Kodai and things like that. Also, like 75 attack.
Hold on, the
Kodai wand went up in magic level only.
Oh, okay, never mind. Well, anyway.
I don't know.
The only things that really changed were like 75 attack builds, if they were even using it.
Like, my thing is, like, who the hell is PVMing with a 75 attack build to where you won't go high? Like, I just don't feel like those accounts existed.
Some people do. I mean, some people like playing or like doing on their limited accounts, like their pures and going for pets and stuff or their meds or whatever. They just play them like a main, but they still have the PvP build.
Yeah, you have like a 75 attack pure that uses a rapier because he wants to PVM with melee. It doesn't hit a lot of people, but there's definitely some people. Or like Scythe going up. If you're a ranged tank, you can use Scythe defensively, right? But you can't now because it's up to fucking 85 attack, which is... What's the point in that, honestly? Other than to shove more shit in the middle in new tiers because they want to add more broken items because that's what they do. They say that this is making room for power creep or some shit, or to slow down the power creep. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, because I feel like you can
more items in.
You can add any item at any level and it doesn't matter. I feel, and like the amount of filter that you had to put to find the type of character in which that actually impacts, that being like fucking people that want to PVM on 75 attack build account, like. That's got like such a small percentage of the game that I feel like kind of a meaningless change. I don't know.
What's really more important is the item nerfs.
Yeah.
Those are...
Yeah, the tier list to me just seemed kind of silly and unneeded.
It seems arbitrary.
Yeah, because as we've seen, like with their release of several items, it doesn't really matter what tier or what level a requirement is. It can still be the best regardless of where it's fucking placed at.
Yeah, exactly.
So the ones that they are looking to change in, hold on one second. So okay, I don't have any info on it, but the blowpipe is expected to get a big nerf. D'hide getting a nerf. Bulwark nerf as well.
Oh,
Also Tebow.
Yeah, well,
Tebow's getting the prayer removed.
I remembered what I was going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
When you said I could point it out. Hey, Dan said he was excited for announcements in the game. And I said, if you wanted to make an announcement with the current clan system, sometimes people change the name of the chat. Like I've seen Hexis do that a lot because you guys usually have it say XP, I think. But you can make it like comp signups or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's usually how you do announcements. Yeah, you change the name of the clan chat.
Yeah, and that's the best way that you can do it outside of just using Discord. So.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So with the nerfs that they want to make, so they're looking at changing D'hide to where D'hide, the proposed stats for the D'hide, I guess it's for all tiers, but the one that they're using for the image specifically is referring to black D'hide, given that it's by far the most used. But they're wanting to, they're going to be significantly decreasing the defensive stats for D'hide. So just to read off a couple, I'm not gonna read them all out, but just like for example, like your defense bonus against stab in black body is 55. The proposed stats will put it down to 30, so that's almost half of a decrease in it. Whereas the defense against magic goes from 50 to 45. And yeah, kind of with all of their like the chaps as well. The chaps, like stab bonus goes from 31 to 12.
I think it's actually super nice.
Do you think that black d'hide is too powerful for it costing
For the
10K?
cost, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because this like what I think of is I imagine more people are going to be using like Carol's because d'hide is going to be like a lot worse. So like average risk goes up. I think in general that's good for the health of PvP because it gets more people out there when they know that they actually have something to gain.
Yeah, it says here like the issues with Dragonhide is most prevalent in PvP. Focusing the changes on its melee defense capabilities will encourage players to try different armor pieces to make up for the loss in stats. I think I'm kind of okay with that. Like for me, like I'd mainly, you'd wear the d'hide for like mage defense, and they are nerfing that a little bit, by like, 10%, 10-15%, depending
That'll
on.
help a lot.
Yeah, I mean
But I think the melee defense going down is actually bigger.
For
yeah,
sure.
I don't have an issue with that. Some of these nerfs I don't like, but this one I think I'm totally fine with because like, purpose of that d'hide isn't, to be fantastic defensively against melee. So I think that's real good and fine.
How
What do you
about
guys
that blowpipe nerf?
Yeah, that one's wild.
Took them what, 6 years?
That's my issue with
Yep.
it.
Yeah, the whole meta is
Why?
developed around the blowpipe.
Fucking
Like all the updates have been designed around it for the past 6 years.
if I speak, they'll suspend me.
Was I the only one who felt like they totally missed the mark with like their definition and defining like what is power creep? Like they're nerfing these items so that they can release more OP items with raids 3. Like that doesn't solve the issue, it just delays it. Like I don't think people that's what they were expecting when they surveyed them and asked if they think power creep is a problem.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just me.
No,
I don't know. Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say I agree with that being a thing. It felt like they were nerfing some things. First off, yeah, the whole PVMing has kind of been things have been brought into the game with the current things in place. Now I'm not saying the nerf isn't justified because I think the blowpipe's been OP for long time.
6 years.
But it does feel like they're making some room so that they can just bring in something that'll be maybe just as powerful as the blowpipe with new content or something like that. Obviously it's not confirmed, but I have that sort of feeling to this update.
Yeah, so with that, they'd be lowering the attack with the blowpipe, your range attack from 60 to 30, and your range strength from 40 to 25. I don't know if you plug that into the DPS calculator, how much of a hit that would be taking, depending on what kind of arrows it is that you're using. But that to me, oh, and they are also nerfing all darts, like Addy and below. So like Addy, Myth, Black, Steel, Iron, and Bronze darts are all being nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the nerf to the darts is okay. That encourages to not use, darts that cost 20 each. But
I think they should be less heavy-handed with the higher-end darts like Rune and Dragon. Because that's not really where it's... I mean, I guess it's still an issue there because it's still, like, giga-powerful. But I'd like to see it be less heavy-handed for the higher-tier darts, at least. But overall, I mean, it is what it is. It is OP, so...
I don't know. It seems odd. So 6 years after the introduction, all, like, when Zulrah came out, I believe that was the second major PVM update that the game got. That like the first one being God Wars, which came out in like August, September, October-ish of 2013, and that was because they already had the game files for it. They just hit upload and it was put in the game. So I'm trying to remember. I don't know if this came out first or if Corp came out first. I'm not sure which, but like think of every single pet that has come out. Think of every other PVM update. It has been with the foresight of knowing how powerful the blowpipe is, and can't help but think that their development now, the way that they develop things now, may be skewed even a little bit because of how they intended things to be with how the structure of the blowpipe was. I don't know.
I am kind of glad that like bows, like crossbows and stuff will be a little more used, or there's more variety over different monsters rather than just grab a blowpipe and go to the boss.
I could see them dialing it back a bit still, though. It seems like a very extreme nerf.
What's the overall DPS decrease? Anyone know?
I could not tell you, but if the numbers are dropping by that much, it's going to be a pretty big hit.
Yeah. That's tough. What do you guys think about them saying that the melee will have a higher DPS than the toxic blowpipe for the fight caves?
What, for Jad?
No, just like it just
In general, I think.
Well, yeah, but I meant
it's
like,
against
in general,
higher defense monsters within the cave. Like that to me says anything that's like the level 360s or higher.
No, it'd be 180 plus, probably.
Yeah, you could even go 180. Yeah, that like blowpipe is dead against that.
That's just unimaginable. I mean, Zero using the crossbow so much more in the Inferno, probably.
Yeah, it definitely changes Inferno a lot.
Well, yeah, we saw like the call to arms at the Inferno. Everyone was just there when they announced that. Anyone that didn't have the cape. I mean, not literally, but there was like a ton of people there. Because without, like, it's that and the Twisted Bow nerf are kind of big for Inferno. Because 4 prayer bonus adds up, and you're wearing that thing a lot.
Yeah, someone wants all the capes taken back or something like that, I heard.
Psych.
If you got your Infernal cape with the T-Bow and Zora, he wants all your capes, apparently.
I saw a real good tweet at the Old School RuneScape Twitter tweet about this, and it was some guy who said that he had, gotten. It was like I've done 2,500 raids kills trying to get a T-bow.
Oh yeah.
I only have a toxic blowpipe to get these kills. You're nerfing the blowpipe and then nerfing the item that I've spent 1,200 hours trying to get.
That shit is just so funny.
Wah, cry is free.
What was the exact tweet? Anyone?
Basically what you said was like almost exactly.
Yeah, he's like, I've been spending thousands of hours with a blowpipe, and now it's harder to get the T-bow. Like, I'm an Iron Man, I'll quit or something like that if it comes in.
The fucking crying and threatening to quit is so funny.
Yeah.
But the whole ordeal is also just so sad. I do feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, that is shitty. I'm scrambling here trying to find it. Did he delete it? I thought it had a lot of upvotes.
He might have he got bullied pretty hard. I could see him being deleting it.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing it. I think he deleted it.
I'll try to find it. But yeah, that was the moral of the story.
It fucking sucks. I don't know, like melee will generally surpass the blowpipe at bandos. And it talks about some other things where it's good. I don't know, like what do you guys think about the what about the bulwark? What were the changes to that?
I think
it's getting
defensively, right?
Yeah. Was it just was it magic or melee? I can't remember.
It's adding a negative 25 magic defense and reducing the melee defenses by 25%.
Okay, so
That's
both.
that's huge. So
They nerfed it already too, didn't they? Before, like they've already
Yeah.
lowered it, and now they're lowering it even more. Like I don't know the exact numbers, but like how much of a difference this is gonna make. But to me, like the bulwark came in as a tank shield. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a very good tank shield, and now they're like, let's make the blue shield even more expensive.
Yeah, and they highlight in here the main issue with the shield is within PvP. At that point, it's not PvP, it's PV tank. Like you can't use it to fight back. So what? Like I don't know.
And it's not even best in slot for tanking either. So
yeah, I don't like that change to the bulwark.
yeah, I don't know why people have such a thing against the bulwark when it's the other shields that are just straight up better for tanking
Well,
already.
it's because of the price.
Yeah, I guess, but
Yeah,
Bulwark costs what? Like 5 mil, maybe? Probably
Yeah.
less.
yeah, if that.
PKers can't get a kill on 10 mil gear with their,
I mean,
with their
if you have someone in black d'hide and a bulwark at the Chaos Altar, that's damn near unkillable.
But where's the problem?
The cost of the gear is the only problem, in my opinion. I don't think it being that tanky is that bad. If it was more expensive, it would make more sense. But I guess you would never be risking it anyway.
Yeah.
But less people would have it. The Crystal Shield is already really good too, and Ellie is just ridiculous.
Yeah. So
compared.
Part I know we've pretty much talked exclusively about like the nerfing of things, but yeah, like they do have they call it the balancing the bad, making the dragon bone necklace a lot better, and also like the crystal armor as well.
Yeah, that shit. Nobody uses it. Crystal armor, I mean.
Yeah.
Except the helmet. I like that helmet. Helmet looks kind of cool.
What's the uses for it other than swag?
Well, I wore it for prayer in the wilderness.
Okay.
It's either that or SERP. They're comparable.
Yeah, people have used it as at chins as well.
Bone Crusher necklace has a delay, right? Or sorry, they're removing the delay.
Yeah. Yeah, so just remove the delay before the special effect activates. So right now, I think it might be like somewhere between like a 5 to 10 second delay before that kicks in.
Do you know why that was even there in the first place? I have no clue.
Yeah, because they didn't want to make it too powerful.
But how does that make it that powerful if you can toggle it? If you have unlimited charges, you never have to toggle it if you have enough charges. It doesn't seem too powerful to me.
I don't know what the reasoning was, but they added in that delay because they were concerned that it would make the necklace too powerful.
Right.
Maybe like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like catacomb neck switching or something. When you kill a monster, you get prayer back or something.
Switching.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So you can now neck switch then if you're so inclined. And they're increasing the stats.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense either, because if you just have the Bone Crusher, it just crushes the fucking things, and you get the prayer back just for having it in your inventory.
It's a very, very like one-time use thing, I guess. I don't even know what you would do with it.
And there have been people that have done their entirety of chinning without fucking turning it off because they had enough charges.
Yeah.
That's me, baby. Already got enough.
There we go. You got enough for your Dust Devils too?
Yeah, I'm still doing it, man. I'm gonna have enough for all of the zone I do as well.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Prayer Andy.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I mean the rest of this right here I don't think is significant. So unless you really have any a strong opinion on it, I'm just gonna kind of breeze through it. They wanna they want to increase the warhammers from bronze to rune. First off, bronze to rune, get it together. Like, no one uses those, not ever. But they want to increase the melee strength bonus for it. For the rune one from 48 to 62.
Fuck it, they should make that shit BIS.
I mean, like,
For 40 attack, that'd be funny.
if they want to do anything for it, fuck it, make it free to play. I don't think that Warhammers are free to play, are they? Or are they?
Fuck, they might not be.
I mean,
I think they're not.
They're not, because the maces are.
Yeah, like,
That's that speed item for free to play.
The item will get far more use as a free to play item than buffing it for members.
Who the fuck has ever even thought, yeah, I'm gonna equip a Mithril Warhammer?
I don't know.
Or an Addy one.
For Mace's spears, and Hasta, they'd like for bronze to rune. Again, only bronze to rune. Mace, spear, and Hasta change the attack speed from 5 game cycles to 4 game cycles, making it as fast as a skim. This to me again, like.
Oh, Warhammer is going down to 3 as well, or 4. You said.
The attack rate for the Warhammer is not changing.
Oh, it's just spears.
Yeah.
Spears, Hasta, and Maces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make them as fast as skims. And then for metal armor, which looks like it's. Oop, 1 sec. Boulder move. They're pretty much adding. What is it? Increase. So they'd like to propose the following: increase the negative range attack bonus by 50% for all plate bodies, full helms, kite shields, plate legs, plate skirts, and remove the negative range attack bonus for all med helms and square shields. So it's that to me just seems like unless there's something that I'm missing, if we have any PVM gods in the chat, seems like a meaningless proposal for these.
That's the thing, man. It's just so hard for me to care about this stuff, and I know that if something is good, the nerds will tell me what to use, and then I'll just use it.
In all honesty, that's what I usually do. I wait for someone else to, like that Arceus spellbook thing. I was like, I'll wait for someone else to read this and then just tell me.
Yeah, so thank you to the 2 people that read that.
But yeah, like if we're finishing up here, it says that they posted a dev blog the next day about the equipment rebalancing. They said they're going to open up a beta world for testing in the Wednesday the 27th. Primarily focus on toxic blowpipe and gather more feedback. So
you said they're opening up a Steve world?
Ooh, I won't confirm that. I said beta. Not too sure if Steve's beta. That's your word, not mine.
I'd snap your neck, kid.
Okay.
In the game?
Yeah,
in the game, of course. Allegedly.
In the wilderness.
You're untouchable after saying in the game and allegedly.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
So another thing that was posted in here, it looks like the Guardian of Gilanor, a potential runecrafting mini game like method which gives points that can be exchanged for prizes.
Is that an outfit?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think that this was needed for the runecrafting skill, and what are your thoughts on the prizes offered? So the link here, I'll post it in the Twitch chat. It's a GIF where it talks about it. But that's the colossal pouch, the rune crafting outfit, the rune packs.
Well, surely this also just won't be out anytime soon, because this doesn't look like a real blog post.
Dan, did you add this one in?
Yeah, this is a real blog. Yeah, this is on our blog.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if has it been voted on already.
That I'm unsure.
I mean, you can just assume it'll pass. It's runecrafting.
Yeah, true.
It's cool that they're adding the really big pouch again, the Fortnite pouch that already failed, but we go again.
I love when shit just fails and they just say, fuck it, we're going again. We're just going to
Yeah, man.
keep trying. It's almost like the polling system doesn't matter and they'll find a way to force shit in no
They
matter
need to
what.
just remove it already, man. I'm sick of it.
I really think that the polling system is kind of outdated.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just there as like a formality at this point. Like it doesn't do anything.
The only reason they poll shit is because they said that they would forever. That's the
Yeah.
only reason. Is that the game was founded on the idea that it was community driven and that everyone would get a say.
Mm-hmm.
Just released a poll to remove polls. I'm ready. My vote is ready.
Yeah, I'll
Players,
vote yes. I really don't care.
players have not controlled the game since the release of Achievement Diaries. Everything after that was the direction the mods wanted the game to move into with our approval, not what we wanted with the mods developing.
I mean, hey, I don't have a problem with it. It would just be nice if there wasn't like people acted like we had any fucking say anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part they do a really good job with their updates.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with how many people that they've got on the team now, I think that whereas maybe earlier on in the game, you know, when we had just like 4 or 5 people, like when it was like John, Weth, Matt, Reach, and Ash, like a bad idea could definitely make its way into the game when you had that few
Hey, you said
people.
Reach.
Yeah.
Oh, he did some bad stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, like it's a lot.
Less people.
It's a lot easier for a dumb idea to kind of wiggle its way to a poll, or like, you know, it's a lot easier to get a group of 5 people to agree on something than a group of like, I think they have like 30 now or something like that.
I looked at the mod list just the other day, and there's so many names I just don't even fucking know who they are.
Oh yeah, that one was wild.
Acorn, Arcane,
so
Archie,
many.
Argo, Ash, Aiza, Banjo, Boko, Bonsai, Brow,
Who's the
Bruno,
fuck is
Spurs,
Banjo?
Dazong, Deagle, Dibber, Ditto, Ed, Elena, Errol, Fed, Flippy, Gaines, Gecko, G, Grub, Halo, Husky, JNDR, John C, Hidosi, Hades, Kieran, Kirby, Lenny, Light, Lottie, Mac, Malia, Mike D, Morty, Nasty, Min, Oasis, Rock, Rye, Sarny, Squid, Steve W, Sween, Tide, V-Guard, West, Wolfie, and Zuko.
I definitely recognize a lot of the names, but holy, there's probably just as many that I don't have a clue what they do.
Did you have a list of the mods just ready at your like?
No,
on your phone or
he memorized them.
I read that off the top of my head in alphabetical order, you know?
Wait, was Rogue not on there? Or was she? I didn't hear.
Doesn't work for old school, works for the Jagex esports team.
As a
esports.
The what now? The thing that they don't give a fuck about.
So
Put no effort or time into.
Going back to the Guardian of Gilanor.
Oh right, that was the topic.
So if you were to use a colossal pouch, you can't use it in with other pouches. So essentially acts as all the pouches in one rather than having them in your inventory. And with the runecrafting outfit, when wearing the outfit, it wouldn't give additional experience like every other outfit does. Instead it offer additional runes. That to me sounds like it is priming itself up to be nice and ready to come into the game, and then within 6 months get pulled to add a 2.5% bonus with the full outfit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they would even bother. They could just give it the XP. They probably think that we'd vote no.
I don't know, I think it's fine.
I think a lot of people would vote no.
Do you guys hate skilling outfits or?
No, I like them. I like the way that they all look. I think I still can't believe you shitted on Angler earlier. Like I love that outfit. I think they look good. Prospector looks good with the Varrock body, and Lumberjack looks good. As long as they don't fuck it up, it's probably gonna look good too.
Oh yeah, it's like the Carpenter outfit. That one looks great.
Oh, that one's shit. Never mind. I don't want anything. Don't, please.
I'm fine with the runecrafting outfit, and I definitely fine with them adding experience to it as well. 2.5%, not
You'd
an
have to
issue.
lose XP to do the fucking mini game, so
Yeah, I mean, it would be worth it for Iron Men who want to make, runes, I guess.
It'll be good for poor people who have to do astral runes.
I think there's only one person that has done astrals at all. That's another topic.
Yeah, but other people might. The GPXP might be pretty low depending on how much the percentage of extra runes you get is.
Oh, that's true.
They might make it like 5% maybe.
Fuck it, make it double so I can just play Wrath Rune alts. That sounds fun as hell.
That does sound fun.
I'm curious the level for the colossal pouch because they don't mention.
I thought it was like above 80.
I thought it was. I thought that I heard 90 before.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was 90. Is it not on the GIF here?
Not that I can see. Anyways, I'm pausing through the GIF and I can't see any sort of stats for it because I was thinking like essence running made even easier as well.
Yeah, it'll be good for runners.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. However, I don't know how many of them are gonna do that mini game. I don't know.
If their life depends on it, I'm sure they will.
Yeah, good quality of life update to our boys down south. So, all right. Anyone have any more they want to add into the equipment really balancing or the Guardian of Gilanor?
I just can't wait to do some post 200 mil rune crafting. I'm actually just enthralled.
Why would you have to do it?
Why not? For fun, bro. I play for fun.
Okay.
Gotta get those TOTUS points.
Exactly. I might want to join in the future.
I wouldn't want to join TOTUS.
Noted. You're never getting in anyway, Lumfow.
Not true. I could get in right now.
No, you actually couldn't. They told me they're not letting you in.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, sorry. What are we talking about next?
So we got this is a submitted topic by Abdullah J. We got
Thank you, Abdullah.
Thank you. What is the most overpowered RuneLite plugin for skilling, do you think?
I have an answer here, and it's not that the plugin itself is that good, but left click bones is something that I think 90% plus of the player base thinks is vanilla.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So I would consider that to be pretty overpowered if everyone just fucking uses it by default. Nobody has a clue.
RuneLite plugin.
Yeah, most overpowered.
Don't want to incriminate myself here. Make sure it's a legal RuneLite plugin. No, I'm just playing. The Essence. Well, the things that come to my mind is the Essence running plugin. In general, just has so many multiple plugins, but I think generally being used by the public now I don't know, Quest Helper seems to be crazy when I see people using the Quest Helper and
yeah,
they like shows you where to walk and like as if you have like no brain. It's like, oh, walk along this bridge. I'm like, yeah, thanks. There's like every single thing in there.
Have they been continuing to add more quests to it?
Yeah, it's always being updated. I guess this isn't a good answer for skilling because we're talking about skilling specifically, but the Quest Helper is consistently being updated all the time. And it's crazy. I guess I'd have to go with the Essence running plugin as a whole. Just has so many things in there that's really useful for the rune crafting.
Would it be a cop out to just say menu entry swapper? Like, there's so many things in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I was gonna say, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, changing it from the bone thing to that because it's part of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, menu entry swapper is extremely OP. if you're doing pouch runecrafting as well. I mean, I guess it affects runners as well because the runners get to use it. But I was gonna say tile markers is a pretty good one. Tile markers are a big part of being able to get 1-to-1 with Agi. Like, I can't even imagine trying to do Sepulture without it. Not well, I guess True Tile as well, but like just being able to mark specific tiles. That's all. I mean, it's also really big for PVM. It's just like a huge plugin, and it affects a lot of the game. It's very powerful, but I don't think it's like OP needs to be removed tier, you know. But just very good plugin.
So I one that I think is very, and it may be the most underappreciated plugin, and I'll tie it into skilling here, is the like item overlay where it tells you like what items are on the ground. Because like when you're doing Slayer, the amount of times that you would have to constantly be re-clicking that pile over and over again to try to find like, okay, is there something here for me to pick up in the Nalk? Or, you know, like how about like if you get like, you know, if you're killing like 30 smoke devils on the same tile and one drops, you know, like an occult necklace, you're never gonna see that unless you're constantly clicking on the pile. I mean, yeah, I know that they have like the in-game thing to tell you like, oh, valuable drop of the. Actually, that might not even be in game for all I fucking know. I don't know if that's vanilla or not. That's vanilla?
It is a vanilla, yeah.
Okay. Well, even still, I think the like item overlay on the ground is incredibly overpowered just due to like the mental strain that you get to avoid from like, just think of how annoying it would be.
It's just more turning your brain off.
Yeah.
That's the same thing for Flash. Like the amount of alts, if you're playing a bunch of skilling alts on the side and you don't have to think at all, just when a red light starts flashing on the client, you start clicking on something.
That's true. Flash notifications are fucking nuts.
Yeah, I really love that one. You know, they recently changed it to where you can change what color the notification flash is.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas obviously before, you know, like, no, I still have it as red just out of habit. But I tried I think blue and white, and I did not like that.
I think those are too passive.
Yeah, like very aggressive. The red is like, pay the fuck attention right now. Look here, click here, pay attention.
If they had it available in different colors at the start, I probably would have tried to get cute with it, make it something interesting.
Yeah.
But red is just so much better.
Thank you, Randy. I just made mine green now that you've notified me that it's possible.
Oh yeah.
Green.
Yeah, green, bro.
Yuck, dude. What kind?
We like green.
Yeah. What shade are you? Like army green?
No, just 25500 basic green, you know?
Yeah, you know, I know what that is. Let me just run the hex code in my fucking brain.
It's right there on the plugin.
I'm not looking because I'm happy with red.
Yeah, yours. Yeah. You know, just I guess it's like a little neon-y. Just normal green. It matches my cursor that you love so much, Alex.
Oh fuck. Yeah, nice.
Is it lighter or darker than the Hexis green?
It's pretty similar.
A little bit lighter.
Okay.
Good old AHK green.
You got the Hexis green and the Solus blue. What is Omnia? The Omnia black. It's not a very nice color.
Ooh.
That wasn't even talking shit. I just think that they could have a better color.
Sure.
I don't know. Like, as long as you have fun, like, I don't really think the colors matter too much.
Yeah, you're right.
Just have fun.
like we did the green because, you know, like obviously that was like the AHK logo, you know, way back. So it was kind of a play on that. So that was, you know, unoriginal but funny for those who were around back then. I don't know. So, any other plugins you guys want to talk about?
None that I think. No, I think we touched on them main ones. I mean, Entity Hider's nice.
Yeah.
Overall, I guess we can go through and just say nice plugins, but we'd probably be here for a while since there's so many of them now.
Yeah. The loot
Oh,
tracker.
I like being able
Loot
to zoom
tracker's
out
good.
far as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and GPU as well.
Yeah. Well, that would be part of it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, let's see. We got just a couple more here. And it's first one. Here we go. Remove one method from the game. What is it and why?
Sepulture, but it's too late.
Oh, I was the first two things that came to my mind for whatever reason. Yeah, Sepulcher, and even though I'm here, like every day during lunch and dinner, typically, volcanic mine to me. Well, I guess you shouldn't remove it,
What do you
but
mean?
maybe it needs to be a nerfed. In all honesty, I think.
I've got a good answer for you. Get your spiel out.
No, I mean that's really it. Sepulcher, 100%. I'd have to agree. At the top of my list would be, I mean, 100 an hour.
I just lost to people because of it. One update. Thanks, fuckheads. Holy. That is such a huge XP juice. For what reason?
I
saw Randy complaining about it when it came out too.
I don't think it should be removed though. It's just too high XP an hour, but it's a fun method. I think it could just be less. So.
I would have been happy with 80k.
80k, and it would have been balanced and nice and fine. Like 80k as like the absolute tip of what you could get at it, because I mean, I don't know if there's a bigger or a more public hater on the Sepulcher than I, but it just has a number of issues. That for me would definitely be one that I would remove. And Dan, here's my counter that I already had in my head. I would remove 3-tick 4G granite, thus making volcanic mine EHP.
You're fried.
I'd remove 2-tick fishing as well.
What you got against 2-tick fishing?
OP. It's OP. It's
not
so brain dead.
It's not that much more wild than like 3-tick barb.
I think it's so much better, so much easier.
Yeah, 2-tick in general is.
Any voice crackers?
Pretty OP. Yeah, I'm going through puberty, Randy. Get off me, dude. What the hell? 2-tick is just kind of, AFK for the brain in general.
I think it's so much easier than 3-tick fishing. But also I haven't done it, so I am biased.
No, it is. I've done it. It should be nerfed.
I guess honestly the crystal equipment made it and VM a lot more OP.
Yeah.
I can't think of a good answer, so I'll just say VM as well.
I've been seeing some Redwood hate recently.
VM's fucked. Sorry. If you can get 10k an hour by boosting and stuff, I mean that's just too juicy, in all honesty. I know not everyone's boosting and stuff, but for you to be able to get those type of numbers at VM.
What were you gonna say, Alex?
Oh, just that I've seen a lot of Redwood hate recently. Not a lot.
I saw some as well.
But I mean, realistically, Redwoods is a pretty fucking ridiculous update, especially with Crystal X now.
I don't know though. I'm employed, so Redwoods, baby.
I think I did almost the entirety of my wood cutting, just like not at the PC or doing homework or some shit.
Yeah.
It's a huge skill to just get out of the way. It's a gathering skill, right? These are supposed to be like the harder, more prestigious skills, and every single one of them has like an easy alternative.
Yeah, there's no more gatherer wall.
But I mean, we got some people out here doing herbivore.
Some guys.
That sounds like a problem to me. That one's
Yeah.
pretty funny though.
Redwoods are pretty bad. Like even, I mean, who remembers day one release? Like, dude,
Yeah.
I had like 200 people watch me with my feet actually on the desk, not click for 15 minutes because of how it might have been like it was like 14, 15 minutes that I didn't have to click because, you know, like you'd get good RNG with the Infernal Axe and the I don't know, like I don't want to call it tree, but like the area of the tree that I was chopping did not deplete for 15 minutes. And that's how long it took me to like finally fill up an inventory. It was nuts.
It is nuts.
Yeah, and it's still pretty bad now. I don't know.
It's just so commonplace. Everyone goes there. It's actually kind of cool because you can see, like, when you go to Redwoods and you just see one of the boys there and you're just like, yo, what's up, man? I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really feel that way with other things. I guess maybe like bank standing viables when you see a friend there is pretty funny.
So moving on, what record did you set at one point that you are most proud of? What would they be?
All right, I guess I'll start. I'm pretty proud when I did the 108K runecrafting hour trading myself. That one was pretty sweet.
It's very impressive.
World record.
True.
I have a long list of records, I guess.
Oh, wow. Oh.
I was kidding. I don't. I'm not like a record person at all.
You do have.
Yeah.
It's just months mostly. And I'm not the type to brag about like some niche. I am rank 1 two-tick woodcutting month, and you know.
Well, it's at the time.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel a little more proud, I guess, of RC because it's the same method as the other people that were doing it, rather than woodcutting, where I think I'm like rank 3 now.
Still pretty fat though.
Yeah. So I guess I'd say runecrafting month.
That's a good one, man. Months are sick.
Yeah, personally, I'm more of the month, like fan of the month records than like day or weeks, but I think that's mostly because I'm not much of a micro player.
I don't know. I guess the only records I've ever set were I had the Slayer Day record for a bit, and the week. The week did not last very long because someone else just fucking ran it down on top of me. So I lost that one pretty quickly, like back to back to back kind of thing. Like I dropped like 3 ranks in the Slayer week after doing mine. But I was still very proud of it at the time because it was a shit ton of hours awake, and it's a 151 on Temple right now, so that's still very fat, even if it is like a low rank.
I'd be very curious to know how many people have held the like Slayer XP in a day record, because back in 2014 when Slayer EHP was like 35k an hour, 35 to 40k an hour, I did like 1.1 mil XP, and that was the 30-hour record back then.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mine was like just shy of 3.1 mil.
Yeah. I mean, most of the records that I set were I do have like a log of the ones, and they were all like, aside from what it looks like 2 of them, they were all set in 2014 and 2015, which is like rank 1 Slayer Day, rank 1 Thieving Day. That one actually still stands. Fletching Day, Fletching Week, overall XP week. Fletching Day, Herblore month, Con Day, Con week, Con month. XP year. Okay, you know what? I'll go with that. I had the rank 1 most overall XP in a year. 1.3. I was the first person to have a 1.3 bill a year, and I know the game is very different now, but that was at a time the most XP ever in a year. 6 years
Grats.
Yeah, fuck, a long time ago.
ago. You got motherfuckers popping off like 300 mil weeks and shit now. So
Yeah, the chinning with fletching was just ridiculous. Like I had the week record for XP at 1.2, but then basically what happened with that record was like the most recent person to have done chinning plus fletching just beat that record because it was such a low bar set every time.
Yeah, were people
That's
able to
so much XP.
Were we able to like fletch and chin back before like the Monkey Madness 2 tunnels, or like why was it not
I
done
think
before?
it's just because you're being hit by so many mobs, you're constantly auto retaliating. I don't think it would have been the same in the MM1 tunnels.
What's the difference?
Just because there's way less mobs at a time. Like in the MM2 tunnels, you got like fucking 50 of the things hitting you. The MM1 tunnels, you don't have a ton, so you're not auto retaliating on every tick.
Mm.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah, sounds right.
If not, I just look stupid, but that's fine. I'm used to that.
All right, what would you do differently on the road to 200 mil all if you could? For me, I would have liked to have done like 200 mil thieving immediately, like upon release of game. That would have been
a really high rank.
I mean, you would like anyone that would have gone for 200 mil thieving on release would have gotten rank 1, and because like I think dude got it in like September or August or something, and I mean that's like 6-7 months. It would have been relatively like, even with like a full-time commitment, it would have been relatively easy to get like rank 1 thieving while like working full-time or going to school full-time. So
you just wish it for the rank 1, basically.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I would have started playing sooner.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
But I don't know, like the skills that I've done that have ended up getting heavily devalued with updates that came out afterwards. Such like, I guess if I could like rechange something solely based off of like that as the reasoning, I wouldn't have gotten 200 mil hunter when I did. I would have definitely done like this drift net fishing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That method looks pretty good.
I mean, I just really didn't enjoy Hunter a whole lot, and it would have been nice to do. What about you?
I wish I did mining instead of fishing. At the time when I chose, I know it's hard to say because one is you can AFK it and shit, so it's not the same skill, but it's pretty similar. And I think if I had 5 tick fishing left for like AFK on top of Redwoods, because I finished Redwoods pretty early, I'd still have like good 0 time left. Instead of like MLM maybe, but typically day alt is better for me. But yeah, it'd be like the things that affect my 0 time, and then I guess you can't really say be less lazy, but I wish I didn't run agility down mid. That was a bad call for sure. And that's why I get so angry about Sepulture, because I did it to myself and it's my fault. That's by far the thing that lost me the most hours, so probably that, actually. I'm sure maybe other people who fucked over their agility would agree.
Yeah, the fishing swap, I feel like I wanted to wait for mining, like I did smithing all the way, and it was my first, like I'm rank 7, I think, smithing now that guy got unbanned again. That was permanently banned. I think either I'm 6 or 7. Anyways, I wanted to do smithing first, and then I was assuming that the method for mining over, the years of me playing would get changed so that some broken volcanic mine type game came into the game. Broken volcanic mine type update.
I don't know what that means.
Oh. And unfortunately, it didn't replace like EHP, but it's still in the game. I just thought it would be a little bit better to where like the method for mining became that rather than granite. So I guess, kind of like Alex, I would have liked to have maybe done mining a little earlier, because the 0 time sucks for this. Like when I go upstairs to make lunch,
Yeah.
I need to like 5-tick granite for like 50k an hour on mobile, because I'm not gonna join a VM game for like 2 games and then have the Discord be like, oh, that's annoying, you're just leaving after 2 games. Then I can't really run a Dolo VM game on Chrome Remote that well.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah, so that's the only issue, I guess, with planning out my account. And then, in all honesty, I think I probably would have been done by now, or very, very close, if I didn't go to the duel arena and lose my entire bank like 5 times and quit for like a few weeks at a time. So maybe just don't go to the duel arena, if I were to give advice to the younger generation.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that just shot themselves in the foot by staking. Probably not on the same scale as you, though.
That was like early on, like, shop days. I'd be going there with like Omar, losing like bills, and at that time bills are like so much
Double
more than they are
bills.
now. Yeah, like 10 bill now would be like, 2 bill back then or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It definitely hurt the motivation to keep playing. So
That's what blew my mind about some of the shoppers that would just like, they would grind out bills and then just fucking chuck it and lose. And it's just like, okay, nice one, dude. Like,
yeah, like what are you thinking? Stupid.
Yeah, Pano did that.
Yeah,
I wish I would have started volcanic mine earlier. I would like if I could, I would have been fine doing it with a D pick, getting 10k XP less an hour. If I could, I wish I could like go back and do VM when it came out.
I wish I had done a ton more VM and not because I avoided VM for a long time. Well, okay, that had nothing to do with what I was gonna say. But,
he was framed. It wasn't him.
Yeah, it is an inside job for the record. And what was I gonna say? Oh, instead of like doing all the fucking arty that I did, basically, VM would have just been better. So much better in hindsight. Like when I was just really burnt and not wanting to play, I could have forced VM. This shit is like, I'm doing it right now and loving it. I don't need the Discord, by the way.
Yeah,
Let them know.
That's right.
I'd have to agree with that as well.
They need me more than I need them. That's the truth. 100 emoji.
Facts.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been able to swap all of my agility time that I did previously with mining.
Oh, 100,000%. The hours saved would just be worth it.
I think,
assuming you're gonna do Sepulture.
If there's like guys in here with early EHP that are going for 200 mils, they should, at least in my eyes, coming from someone who like does school and work, or did school, now works, like when you're doing school work, or if you can play while at work, like VMing every day a little bit long term, just I think it would be the best like advice to give to people for their 0 time, and it just wipes out the mining skill entirely.
And
lot of
very,
people don't
very,
wanna
very
cut
important though. Make sure you download the Volcanic Mind plugin so you have a clue what you're doing. Please.
And
Make
don't
sure you
get-
go
don't
rant
get
Randy
yourself
at the
banned.
mine while you're doing your homework.
Do not get yourself banned or you'll be pissed off about it.
What'd you say, Alex?
I said, do not get yourself banned.
Oh, I mean, I haven't used it since I started doing mining, anyways. Like the Discord. If you have an alt, I mean, it's the way to do it. Don't
No,
have
the
to deal
best
with.
way to do it is to do it with a job.
Yeah, an alt or a
Doing it
job.
yourself. Yeah, alt. Use the job as an alt. Bring
Yeah.
the. I would never do this.
I
You
have
could boost
I-
with the job account. Of
I have
course, I
my-
wouldn't do that.
I have my alt set up now to where like in between like runecrafting sessions, when you take like a 10 or 20-minute break, I'm just like I have my alt sitting at VM ready to go for do that for a game or two while the runners take their breaks.
Yeah, come join 474. It's always a party.
I'm on that one right now.
Catch me on 318.
We're gonna do 3+3 later.
I went in this morning and I saw you were in there. I was like, oh,
Oh, really?
beat me to it.
You did a 3+3?
No,
I said
so-
we would be if we all use 474.
Okay.
This world is really good. I'm a big fan.
All right, so I'm
Lava is mine stays red.
Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of people get the ego about it, and they're too man to take the VM hit, but it really is super good to do for AFK. Especially considering a lot of the people that want to ego VM do not get a very high rate at 4G long term, and that's most people because like who the fuck wants to sit there and just grind it out all day? If you even get up for a few minutes, you're torching the rate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
my rates have gotten a lot better since I started skill hopping it and just going to Sepulture when my rates go under 1-to-1.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah, and it's been hard for me. I mean, I haven't made lucky for me, I haven't made a mistake the entire 2 hours that I've been streaming, as you guys can see in the background while I've been doing
yes.
Granite.
Oh, do you have a GIF?
Carrot.
No, what do you mean? That's me playing.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
This is what Tick Perfect looks like. Yeah,
Yeah, I
man. I have been training mining this whole time. Check the logs.
Me too. Is everybody mining in here?
Yeah, we're all miners. Or not miners. No, we're all mining. Shout out, Fig.
Yeah, so
Oh, Fig is just both.
all right, so anyone else got anything they wanted to add in here?
Well, not for the road to 200 mil all. I guess there's probably so many things that everyone could think of that they would want to do differently at this point when you get near the end, especially.
Yeah, not me.
For Steve, you're just like, you just finished Runecrafting and now you're just doing the two most efficient things for the methods you want to do. So really no regret to have.
Yeah. Maybe I would have made RS3 accounts earlier if I could.
True.
All right. Well, let's close it out here. Just go out and give a shout out to anyone you like. I'm gonna give my shout out to Bailey going MIA, missing the podcast.
I was gonna do that too.
Hey, let's get it 4 for 4.
Yeah, shout out to Bailey. I hope the sleep was worth it. No, I'm just...
My leader, Bailey.
I also want to give a shout out to VM Discord.
Yeah, me as well. Get fucked, idiots.
I was gonna say any words for them, but there you go. Steve's got it.
I wouldn't have said that.
It's fine. I'll never join.
I would have said nice things.
Yeah. Shout out to Figu, the homie.
Shout out to my friends in the Dan's sweatshop. God bless all my runners. We'll get a nice session in tomorrow. Looking forward to the many more sessions to come.
10 sweatshop. That's epic.
Yeah. Good runners. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in for this podcast. I have I don't have any idea when the next one's gonna be. I mean, it had been a while since there had been like actual skilling or any like real content worth discussing that had come out over the last few months, and a lot of that's due to the slow progression of the game over the last few months. So it's kind of the main thing attributing to the lack of ones in the last few months. So I don't know. Check us out on Twitter at Hexis, or follow me on Twitter. Peba's capping at the end of the game. That's naughty. There's shout out to Peba for the late cap.
Report him.
10 seconds late, and then
Oh, that's gonna be a write up for me, sir.
yeah. Let me file my complaint here.
I would.
So follow me on Twitter, Randalicious, Hex's Twitter as well, for information on that. Join the Discord, and you get more information on the podcast for that. Podcast will be uploaded onto Spotify, Apple, and all that other stuff in the next day or two. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to the Solus boys for joining, and Bailey for his on time or his timeliness. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.
I can't fucking believe him.
See you guys whenever number 84 drops.